Perhaps setting out on this errand really was all that was needed to appease Poseidon.
Black sails! Port side!
And he leads us to Kamos, too. Archers, ready your bows! Prepare to come about! They're going to pay for insulting Poseidon and Atlantis.
Damn straight they're gonna pay. And we got something cheeky in store for them.
To defeat Kamos, you will need to build up and advance to the Classical Age. Villagers gather the resources you need to create units, construct buildings, and research technologies. To gather resources faster, you must train more villagers.
Alright, so whilst Athena's yapping and telling me what to do, even though we're probably going to be ignoring most of her instructions, we're actually going to be sending a few ships around the map to pick up various different goodies. Specifically, there's a shipwreck in the north of this map which will give us a bunch of wood and gold. Meanwhile, we're going to be doing a few little guerrilla strikes on the enemy, building a few houses, and also some fishing boats. We want 5 specifically. The addition of the fishing boats will help us to power up our villager production as we prep for our age up.
Your villagers must build houses to support your growing population.
You know, sometimes I really wish you could just turn the tutorials off. It's like, houses, completed it, mate. Incidentally, you do want to build about 3 houses. It's pretty much the ideal number for this mission, or at least this strategy, I should say. This shipwreck right here, by the way, gives us 300 wood and 300 gold. The gold itself is not actually that useful to us since we don't really have a huge need for it. But the wood is something we'll be putting to good use shortly. We'll be building a couple of extra temples, but for now our main focus really is around favor production and food production so that we can age up and prep for our Cyclops explosion. 3 temples is pretty much the sweet spot for this strategy. Once we hit our 400 food quota, we'll actually be getting 1,000 food for free. That food we put to very good use as we power our Cyclops production on 3 temples, which is also why we are focusing quite heavily on favor production right now, so that as soon as we age up we can start producing Cyclops. We'll need about 6 to break through the enemy town centre, as well as our Cantos and the remaining troops that we have left over. You will also be needing the Elder Cyclops upgrade, so finally putting that gold to use. That is pretty much this cheeky Cyclops strat in a nutshell. To be honest, I think this strategy is pretty common out there in the world of Age of Mythology, so it's probably nothing new to anyone, but this is the only mission, I believe, in the campaign. Certainly on the Greek side, where we actually get to play Hades, so it's not very many times we actually get to utilise this kind of strat. I think the only other mission, to my knowledge, is actually the next mission, where we don't really have any use for land units at all, so this is pretty much our one and only Cyclops strat for this campaign. Actually, I say that, I've just remembered there is one other mission where we get to play as Hades, and that's one of the Egyptian missions called Good Advice. So yeah, our Cyclops friends will be returning at some point in this campaign, but not for a while. Still, we should be pretty close to aging up now. We've stopped villager production so that we can double down on food. Once we hit 400, we get 1,000 food for free, and we can age up, which is already pre-queued, and then we can rock and roll.
Well done. Now, select your town center and advance to the Classical Age. To advance to the next age and create deadly myth units, you must build a temple. You can choose a preset in the Villager Priorities menu to automatically distribute your villagers between resources.
So this villager priorities thing, I don't really rate it. In concept, it's quite cool. I'm glad it's a thing. but I wish it wasn't on the UI. I wish there was a way to just get rid of it from the UI. The amount of times I've clicked on that accidentally when trying to drag and drop on units or in the middle of a fight is, well, it's just a big old radial button that doesn't need to be there, as far as I'm concerned. And to my knowledge, there's no way to remove it either. Especially for a mechanic I literally never use.
You will need more soldiers to defeat Kamos. Construct a military academy and an archery range to create them.
My biggest issue with why I don't use it is generally on the fact that I like to know what my villagers are doing, for the most part.
The Kataskopos is a fast, capable scout. Use him to quickly explore the map to find resources and enemies.
I have found in the past that when I've used it, and let's say a gold mine runs out, a bunch of my villagers just run off randomly towards the next nearest gold mine, which may be in enemy territory, and I end up losing 5 villagers for nothing. It's a cool mechanic, I just don't utilize it, and I don't really want it on my UI.
Build walls and towers to fortify your base against enemy attacks. Once upgraded, towers fire arrows at enemies.
Anywho, whilst I've been yapping, we should have accrued about 6 Cyclops by now, so we're pretty much ready once this last Cyclops has been built to take down the enemy base and end this mission. Obviously we're only into mission 2 on the campaign, so still very much in tutorial territory here, but this is definitely the most effective and probably the fastest method to take down Kamos's base. Once the TC's been destroyed, that's it, they'll surrender and Kamos will run away like a witch. Casting Pestilence on the TC is a really good shout. It will any sentry towers that are in range will stop attacking, and it'll also prevent any unit production centres from producing troops. Not to mention it gives us vision, which is never a bad thing.
Kamos is fleeing from the town center. After him!
GG.
Another time, Arkantos. Your luck will end. I will be there to see it. Your head will hang from my mast, Atlantean!
At least one of Poseidon's children still favors our enemies. Load the Trident aboard the transport! We'll send it back to Atlantis immediately!
Alrighty folks, that'll right about conclude mission 2 Consequences on Ludicrous. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. And as always, I shall see you in the next video.